Working Man Radio with your host, Joe Lyles.
Lloyd Blankfein is the CEO of Goldman Sachs. He's the guy ultimately responsible for this travesty of holding up delivery of aluminum to drive the price up on it. And this is what this is all about. And this is basically creating a kink. It's creating an inefficiency and profiting from that inefficiency. Right? This is the kind of manipulation that you would think people would go to jail for. I guarantee you, Lloyd Blankfein will not be going to jail. Lloyd Blankfein will be filthy rich, as many people who work for Goldman Sachs are filthy rich. And I want to show you something. Let me show you what you do, and let me show you what Lloyd Blankfein does. Now, Lloyd Blankfein is probably at work as we speak. I'm guessing he's at lunch. And he is now enjoying his corned beef Reuben sandwich for lunch. Who made the sandwich for him? Where did he get the sandwich? Did he make his own sandwich? The one he's eating right now for lunch. Did he make that sandwich? No. There's a guy in the back who made his sandwich for him. Where did that corned beef come from? Well, it came from some meat packing house with human beings going to work in the meat packing house every day. But there are butchers in there, and there are machines. A lot of it's probably done by machine, but there are machine operators. And the cows were fed every day before they were slaughtered. A lot of hands went in to Lloyd Blankfein's corned beef sandwich for lunch. How did Lloyd Blankfein get to work today? Well, he rode in a car. He probably rode in an expensive car. If on the low end, he rode to work in a Lexus, or maybe it was an Infiniti, or maybe it was a Mercedes-Benz, or a BMW. I guarantee you, he didn't go in a Volkswagen Golf. I promise you that. But it doesn't make any difference what car he rode in. Here's the question. Did Lloyd Blankfein bolt the parts of his car together? Did he bolt a single part on his car together? No, he didn't. Some working person put his car together for him. And some other working person machined the parts. And some other working person operated the injection mold that made the plastic parts. And some other person operated the stamps that made the sheet metal parts. And some other person worked out in the oil field and pumped the oil out of the ground that found its way into his gas tank and found its way into his crankcase, because, your car won't run without oil in it. Does he have a house somewhere? I'll bet you he does. I bet you he lives out Long Island. He's probably got a couple of houses. Who built his house? Who nailed those studs together? Who hung that drywall? Who set those trusses and decked that roof? Who put those shingles on? Who wired his house up for him? Who put the plumbing in? Who installed the turlet? He took that big dump this morning before he went to work. Who put that turlet in? And if his turlet breaks, who fixes it? Does Lloyd Blankfein fix his own toilet? And when Lloyd Blankfein gets finished with that big dinner party with all of his rich friends, where they all have a filet mignon a nice rare tenderloin, baby, for their dinner parties, and then there's a big piles of garbage, and they take those big piles of garbage. Does Lloyd Blankfein take the big piles of garbage out to the street, or does his maid do this for him? And who takes his garbage away to the dump? Does Lloyd Blankfein drive the garbage truck? Has Lloyd Blankfein ever spent any time on the back of a garbage truck? Does Lloyd Blankfein even know there is a back of the garbage truck? This is the question. I've just told you what hundreds of people do for Lloyd Blankfein? What if all the hundreds of people say, sorry, Lloyd, we're not making your sandwich anymore, and this beef is not going to your deli anymore, and we're not putting any more gas in your car, and we're not going to make you another car, and we're not going to build you another house, and we're not going to pick your garbage up anymore. And let me tell you something, every once in a while there's a garbage strike in New York, and the garbage piles up on the streets, and rich jokers like Lloyd Blankfein bitch to high heaven because those overpaid garbage men are greedy. If you can believe that. This son of a bitch enjoys the fruit of the labor of hundreds of human beings. What, and this is the question, what is Lloyd Blankfein doing for you? If you built his house, you put the roof on his house, you put the shingles on his house, you put the gas in his car, you assembled his car, you made all the parts that went into his car. You grew the cow and then slaughtered the cow and then processed the cow and then put it onto a piece of bread and brought it out to the son of a bitch. What did he do for you? We're talking about an economy. We're talking about trade. What's he doing for you? Well, let me tell you one thing he's doing. At the end of the day, when you get finished putting those studs together and putting those roofs on and putting that plumbing in and slaughtering those cows and working in that deli, and it's time. The time has come. It's the end of the day. Time for a cold beer at the end of the day. The working man's reward for a hard day's work. Go into the refrigerator and pull out that aluminum can full of beer. And enjoy that beer for having created Lloyd Blankfein's life for him. Because he depends on you, and don't you ever doubt it. What did Lloyd Blankfein do for you? What did he do for you? While you sip your cold beer, here's what he did. He made that cold beer just a little bit more expensive.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You've been listening to Working Man Radio with Joe Lyle at joelylesradio.com.